Well, good morning. I am with the Mike Urse. We are on our way from Cleveland to Pittsburgh. And I'll edit stuff out like this, you know what I mean? So I'll kind of go in and pick and choose. So I'm with Mike Urse. Mike is a frequent visitor to the vlog. I think we even saw you last week in New York. You were asking if you were on the vlog. Mike is our national practice leader for our international tax services group in the U.S., which means he's our national leader. My boss.
That and 275 gets you on the subway.
That and 275 gets you on the subway. Of course, not in either Cleveland or St. Louis where we don't have subways, but other cities.
Like New York.
Like New York. Mike is absolutely right. So Mike, you know, been doing my leadership vlog, I think almost 40 weeks. I think this is week 39. Been sharing a lot of insights, perspective, experiences. Hopefully we do not get our first ticket on the Doug McConey vlog. Oh, he's facing the other way.
He's looking at me. I don't know, I think he's looking at me. No,
you're good. He's going the other way.
I was on cruise.
All right, so Mike, just wanted to ask you a few questions and your perspectives on leadership. A lot of my viewers, college students, young professionals, people just starting, whether it's public accounting or really entering the workforce. You know, how can someone, you know, what's some advice that you have for starting their career from a leadership perspective to really kind of accelerate and jumpstart when you're just starting in your career?
Well, I think leadership is something you learn over your career. The biggest things I try to do are listen, because people have great perspectives. For example, leading partners, they have a lot of experience and are down in the weeds on the front lines and have viewpoints. So it's important to really gather as much data as you can so you can make decisions that are right for the people you lead.
What about like young people when they're just coming out of school? You know, one of the things that, like I've told, is like one of the things that I preach, or one of the things that I've mentioned a lot, is be technical, ask a lot of questions. Do you have any kind of similar advice for newbies as they're starting?
Well, again, in a starting role, I think it's really important to you need to have strong technical skills, but you also need to really understand the clients you work on and how you can be proactive with applying your knowledge to their facts so that you can add value to that client. That's the kind of development we look for in our young staff.
Yeah, so speaking of sharing your perspective, you know, because, you know, in a technical field like ours, we know when you're right out of school, you're not going to really know a lot of the technical things, but there's a lot of public information, there's a lot of things that you can do on your own that don't require that sort of technical knowledge and skill set that will still potentially provide significant value, right, to an engagement. You know, for example, you know, I try to encourage my staff to know the facts. Like, if there's one thing that they can understand without understanding all the technical mechanics, is just knowing the facts, paying attention in meetings, taking good notes, and then reminding us as the partners and the leaders, you know, what those facts are, because we've got a lot of stuff going on and sometimes it's hard for us to keep track, and they can significantly add value.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do work outside of work. Like, I would read the MD&A in an annual report if I had a couple of key clients.
Management disclosure and analysis, that's the key risk items and kind of an overview that management has of a business in their annual report.
Plus, I do a lot of reading offline in areas that I think are important to my clients, you know, technical areas. So it's self-development is just important, and the more you invest in yourself, the better of a professional you'll be. think the other thing you have to do is really think about what you're passionate about. For example, when I was a staff, I got involved with a charity, Easter Seals, and it became sort of a passion of mine to help raise money for this organization. But it was also a great way to network and meet people in the city and help develop my brand.
Yeah, great advice. So as you've progressed in your career, Mike, I mean, you were a partner in Cleveland, sort of worked your way up to run the Cleveland International Tax Practice, kind of worked your way up through regional roles. Now you are international tax leader in the U.S. How is it different leading partners, leading more experienced and tenured professionals from, leading those that are right out of school?
Well, as I said, partners are experienced and they're entrepreneurs. I think that it's important to listen to what they say and gather facts and make a decision based on all the relevant data, because partners need to understand that you're there to back them up and support them. That's why I have a partner advisory council, which is 10 of my partners from our practice who give me advice on all sorts of things about our people, our clients, how we do our work, best practices, etc. So listening is really the first and most important thing about leading partners. I'd say second is leading by example. And what I mean by that is a lot of partners come to me and want to have a leadership role, and they haven't yet built a practice or developed a lot of people, and to me that's a prerequisite to being a leader. And so once you've done that and demonstrated you have those skills, I think you can lead other partners. And then once you start leading other partners, you have to gain their trust that you're going to help them do the same thing, build a team and a practice by helping them serve their clients and develop their people. So it's sort of built like that.
That's great. What advice would you give to your younger self? So Mike Urse, now tenured international tax leader with PwC. What advice would you give to yourself? Let's call it maybe your second, third year out of law school in the workforce. Any advice you would give to yourself?
I would tell myself to make sure that I develop the people that are working for me, because that's how you become successful. And the sooner you realize that your people have to trust in you, and the way you do that is you get them involved in client meetings. You go out and win work that's exciting, that gives them the ability to push the envelope and really develop and advance. Those are the kinds of attributes our most successful partners have.
Yeah, I mean that's really, Mike, something that you've taught me and that I've tried to exhibit. As I've worked my way up, is first of all give people opportunities.
Pretty good.
The lighting is, this is good. The lighting is terrible. We've got good substance.
These are great tidbits.
Absolutely. So Mike, a couple of the things that I've learned for you, which is great advice to your younger self, is give people opportunities, give them a chance to stretch, and you've done that with me. And Mike was instrumental in moving me to Cincinnati and really giving me that first opportunity to grow and lead a practice. And then the second thing that I've learned of many from you is succession planning, and that's something that I'll focus on in another vlog. It's going to be a whole separate topic, but sometimes you think of succession planning as just occurring at the very top, and that's not true at all, right? I mean, even a senior associate, somebody who wants to move from associate to senior, needs to think about who's that associate that's going to take over the work that senior was doing, so that senior can move into a more review capacity. And so succession planning is something that you should be thinking about your entire career to really give yourself the opportunity to do that next job.
When I'm in a meeting, I'm always evaluating the staff that are in that room to think about which of those folks have the capacity to move to the next level. And we might, for example, for one of those people, give them some opportunity outside of their market to really demonstrate how they can stretch themselves. So, succession planning happens at all levels, and you have to think ahead.
All right, now Mike, last question, not tax or leadership related. You love Cleveland. You've lived here almost your entire life. I'm a St. Louis guy. We're small town Midwest, smaller town Midwest guys. And actually part of the theme of this vlog is this my tour around the Rust Belt, right? Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and then head to Cincinnati. Okay, Mike's driving a little bit like a maniac.
Hold on.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to try to avoid taking our first ticket on the Doug McConey vlog. But I got to ask you, what do you love about Cleveland?
That's easy. Well, my family's in Cleveland. It's a Rust Belt, but good old Midwest town with great sports teams, great people who take the shirt off their back and give to you. It's just a hard-working town that I love, and it's low cost of living. It's centrally located to a lot of my the cities I have to visit.
You used to have a hub like St. Louis for the airport.
I used to have a hub, but it's a great town. You should visit. Come to the Rock Hall.
Come to Cleveland. It's a wonderful place. All right, Mike, thank you very much for participating on the Doug McConey vlog.
My pleasure.
All right. Mike Urse.